A newborn baby screams at 2 a.m. The mother checks the diaper, feeds the baby, carries the baby, walks around the room, still crying. The father is exhausted, the mother is frustrated, and both parents quietly ask the same question. Why does this only happen at night? Most people think babies cry at night because they are stubborn or difficult. But infant psychology tells a very different story. A baby's brain is not fully developed at birth. In fact, newborns arrive in the world with an immature nervous system. They cannot regulate emotions, they cannot calm themselves down, and they cannot understand that they are safe unless someone helps them feel safe. During the day, there are lights, sounds, movement, and constant stimulation. The baby's brain stays busy processing information. But at night, everything changes. The environment becomes quieter, darker, slower. And suddenly the baby becomes more aware of discomforts that were easier to ignore during the day. A wet diaper feels bigger, hunger feels stronger, loneliness feels heavier, even gas pain can feel more intense. But there's another reason most parents never hear about. Babies are deeply connected to their caregivers emotionally. They can sense stress, they can sense tension, and they react to emotional energy long before they understand language. If a parent is anxious, overwhelmed, or frustrated during nighttime care, the baby's nervous system often reacts too. The baby becomes harder to settle. Not because the parent is bad, but because babies borrow emotional regulation from adults. This is one of the most fascinating discoveries in infant psychology. A calm caregiver can actually help shape a calmer nervous system in the child. Researchers have found that skin-to-skin contact, soft voices, rhythmic rocking, and gentle eye contact help regulate an infant's stress response. These actions reduce cortisol levels and help babies feel secure. That is why some babies stop crying the moment they are held close to the chest. They are not manipulating anyone. Their brains are literally searching for safety. And here's something even more interesting. Many babies experience what psychologists call the witching hour, usually during late evening. The baby may cry intensely for no obvious reason. This often peaks around 6 to 8 weeks after birth. Parents sometimes panic during this phase. They think something is wrong. But in many cases, it is simply the baby's immature nervous system struggling with overstimulation and fatigue. The baby cannot say, "My brain is overloaded." So the crying becomes the language. Now imagine this scene. A mother sits quietly in a dim room. She holds her crying baby close. Instead of panicking, she breathes slowly. She gently rocks back and forth. Her voice stays soft. Gradually, the baby's breathing changes. The crying slows down, then finally stops. What just happened? Psychologically, the adult nervous system regulated the child's nervous system. This is called co-regulation. And it is one of the most important foundations of emotional development in infancy. Babies who consistently experience responsive caregiving often develop stronger emotional security as they grow. They begin learning an important unconscious lesson. When I am distressed, someone helps me feel safe. That lesson becomes the foundation for trust, attachment, and emotional stability later in life. Of course, no parent stays calm every single night. Real parenting is exhausting, especially with sleep deprivation. But understanding the psychology behind nighttime crying changes the way many parents respond. Instead of seeing the baby as difficult, they begin to see the baby as overwhelmed. Instead of anger, there is more empathy, and empathy changes behavior. So the next time you hear a baby crying at night, remember this. The baby is not giving the parents a hard time. The baby is having a hard time. And in those quiet midnight moments, something powerful is happening. A tiny human brain is learning whether the world feels safe. That learning begins long before words, long before memory, and long before the child can ever explain it. But it may shape the rest of their emotional life forever. If you found this fascinating, follow for more real infant psychology stories and discoveries that change how we understand babies forever.